Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the Dieter Melhorn Fishing Podcast. I hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is that you happen to be listening to the show. Today, we're going to talk about growing a YouTube channel, my YouTube channel in particular, some of the ups and downs and bad things about it, and just what goes on in that world. For a lot of people, you're looking for fishing information. This probably isn't all that important to you, but if you're interested just in the whole behind the scenes, the world, the lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, that's built around a YouTube channel, a fishing YouTube channel in particular, and more of a lifestyle channel, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you some of the stuff from my world that I've seen over 7 years. I've been doing this, focused on doing it for 7 years. I've had a channel for I've had a channel's a channel. I mean, you can have a channel and put videos up. I did that for a long time. I had a place where I would just put videos up with no intention of growing that space and that platform, and that's okay. Cool. You don't have to. YouTube doesn't have to be a business or a career or trying to grow it. It can be just a nice, fun place. You can put up family videos. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it was around 2017 I decided to see if I could turn it into something bigger than just a storage spot for videos. And I started creating content on a regular basis. And, initially the plan was it was a business plan. Some people said, well, you should only do this because you love it. Well, I do believe you need to do it because you love it. Otherwise, you'll get tired of doing it. But I approached it from a business standpoint also of that I realized there was value or was going to be value in the content that I was going to create because I'd seen it with other people. And I realized that you kind of needed to build toward that point. And part of that was putting some values in place early on that would make it, appealing to a lot of people and a wide range of people. And what I mean by that is I remember I was on Catfish Weekly early on. And, Lyle Stokes asked me something about, I can't remember if he asked me during the show or after the show or whatever, about what my plans were for the channel. And for a lot of people, it's like, oh, I want to make, $10,000 or I want to get 100,000 subscribers. And, for me, I told him I want to have my business model. I've still got it written down. My goal that I put was to have a positive impact on the people I reached with the channel. I kind of kept it simple to that point because I really believe that if you can have a positive impact on a lot of people, people will watch it no matter what you're doing. Whether you're teaching them how to catch a catfish, how to tie a fishing knot, how to build a cabin, a homestead, how to raise chickens. If you can have a positive impact on people, teach them something in the process, educate them and entertain them, it's a good way to approach it. Now, there are plenty of people out there that do a lot of negative stuff and draw people in from negativity. And, at that point, all you're doing is entertaining. The impact you're having, positive, I don't see it. I don't get it. That's not my niche. I'll leave that to other people to do that. What works for me and makes me happy at the end of creating this stuff is that I get positive feedback and I get it from you guys in the comments, emails, text messages about the impact that I've had. And so I consider my channel a success, and I've considered it a success for a very long time because of that. So as far as size, how much money I make, all that kind of stuff, that's kind of a side note too. It's had a positive impact, and that's pretty cool. And I'm planning to continue to expand that coming into 2025 and beyond. So stay tuned for some of that. And, but, getting to this point for you guys that are doing it, thinking about doing it, or curious how it works, it takes time for most people. Okay. I am what I consider an average YouTube content creator. There was some research done several years ago on just how many subscribers or how many videos you have to create to get to 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000 to get your play button. And, I'm right there dead in the middle of what those averages are. Some people, they can hit whatever the perfect niche, they've got the perfect personality, and they can accelerate. That formula, what makes that happen? We don't know what that is. Some people have just got it better than others. I don't. Mine is just a product of hard work, commitment, dedication, staying on task, trying to adapt to what people want to see. All the things that, if you're going to be committed to this, you have to do. So, any of you folks that are trying to do it, first of all, go into it with that attitude. You may get lucky and, it blows up, and that's awesome if it happens. You may get a good video. That's awesome if it happens. But for most people, you really got to stay with it and you got to stay committed to it. And you got to put in the time and the grind. So, that's something to keep in mind. There's a lot of work that goes in it. The behind the scenes thing is that it's a very lonely job. It's for the majority of people. Yes, there are some big YouTube operations that have editors and producers and, camera people. For most of us, the majority of us, it's a lonely endeavor. It's something that we go into with while you have family support, you may have friend support, spouse support, whatever. They really don't know what you're doing. Their friends really don't understand it. Heck, your spouse doesn't totally understand it a lot of times, and it's something that you're doing alone. And you can get excited about it. Some people see something, but then you're back to you alone with your camera, you alone with your editing system, you alone with your studio and all this stuff, jacking your jaws, talking, doing whatever it is that you do. And you got to be okay with that. That's a mental thing that, it's different. It's different than a lot of jobs in a profession where you may be out roofing a house and you got some buddies that you're around and stuff working, and you kind of have some camaraderie there, some fellowship, some stuff you can talk about, like stuff you don't get that here. It's a lone profession, and that's just something to keep in mind. Getting into it, it has been fun for me. I enjoy it. I've found a happy balance. One of the things with me, some people say you're going to do it full time. No, I really don't want to do it full time. At the beginning, I was thinking, ooh, that may be something I want to segue into. But honestly, for me, my mentality and just the way I've done things, it's not what I want to do. I don't know that I would want to do this and only do this. I'm very blessed in that basically I have multiple income sources to live off of through my professions. And, one of them is I come from a video production background, so I do that. Enjoy doing that. Uh, I have some very good clients we do that stuff with. But to be honest with, I get tired of doing that too, especially in the fall when we're out on the road traveling a bunch. I get tired of doing it, and it's great to come back to this and do this stuff for the YouTube channel. It's but then I do this for a while. I really crank out a lot of content for the year in December, January, and part of February because things are slow in our production world then. Uh, Honestly, by the end of January, I'm kind of tired of doing this and I need a little more of a break and less of it. So it's a good balance. The other thing I have is the guide business. This really blew up after COVID. It blew up because of this YouTube channel. And, I've had to figure out a system for that. I could do that full time. The interesting thing is I could do any of these professions full time solely and only do that and be absolutely fine as far as income and being able to live and make money for the family and everything else. The problem is I like the diversity of all three of them. So that's kind of where I'm at. So this won't become a quote unquote full time for me because I like being able to do a bunch of different stuff. But the guide stuff, I have to balance that in all of this, and I have to balance all of this between, my priorities in life are God, family, work, and you kind of have to figure that balance. Luckily, with a little bit of age, wisdom, and some other things that I'm going to talk about in some future videos, some of that has become more clear, and some of it I'm going to share with you. It may help you guys down the road. But the big reason for doing this video is to also just announce this. This is what happens after, you do this for a while. You get one of these, a silver play button at 100,000 subscribers. I got to 100,000 subscribers a little while ago. I've had this thing for, I don't know, a few weeks. I'll tell you a funny story about this. I hit 100,000 subscribers, and I was like, cool, great. And I didn't make a big deal out of it. It's as anticlimactic as everybody says it was, because when you've been doing this for a while, it's kind of like you get to that point. It's like, great, I did it. Okay, what's next? And that, at least with me, you're moving a goalpost. But I was wondering, when is this thing going to show up? When is it going to like show up at my door? When's this going to happen? When's it going to show up? And it never did. I got to like 102,000. I went doing some looking, messaged them, and they said, "Oh, you have to order it. You have to say you want it." And so I had to fill out this form and all. So any of you guys that are approaching 100,000, unless it's different for you, you're going to get an email. Pay attention to the emails because a lot of the stuff I just delete. But there is one where you actually request this thing and you request what name is put on here, and they send it to you. So it's going to go somewhere over here on the wall. I'm not sure exactly where. How does that look over there? Somewhere in there. I'll have to light it a certain way. But anyway, we'll figure all that out. It is an accomplishment. It's a milestone. It's something that a lot of people never get to. The overwhelming, probably 98% of the people on YouTube never get there. So it's one of those benchmarks that, in anything you do in life, especially this, you can get frustrated, beat down. Somebody's always better than you. One of the things you become guilty of in doing this is you're always looking at people better than you and always go, oh, I ain't out that good. Well, guess what? There's a whole lot of people behind you that would love to trade places with you and get to where you're at. And that's probably true of a lot of things in life, whether it be job, career, family, whatever. When you're looking at all these people that have more, remember there's a whole bunch of people that will trade places with you and you don't want what they got. So that's some of the positive stuff. So I've gotten better about that. The cool thing of all this stuff is I'm truly happy at where I'm at. Truly happy with the channel, truly happy with the balance of everything that's happening. So that's what I kind of wanted to share with you and bring out here. I've kind of not done anything on it recently. I figured a podcast would be a good place to do it. And love to hear your feedback, especially if you're a content creator in this space or another space. I know there's some people who subscribe to the channel, have channels about other stuff. It may be homesteading, racing chickens, trying to get mice into little funky traps. That's amazing. I watched some videos the other day. This channel has like 1 million subscribers of these funky mouse traps. It's amazing what works. It's a beautiful thing about YouTube. There's somebody to watch everything out there. And drop some comments on, just your thoughts, comments on any of this stuff. And if you're a content creator, what you think about it. And ideas for more stuff that you'd like to see. YouTube is telling me through the analytics that this podcast format resonates with a lot of people. I'm trying to do more of it. I'm trying to do one a week in addition to some kind of fishing stuff that's actually involving fishing on the water or not a rod or something like that. So I'm trying to integrate more of this stuff. So that's a commitment. I started this past year and got really good at it. I wanted to do it in the past, never got into the format, but YouTube seems to like it. Give me your thoughts on that stuff too. So appreciate you guys checking it out. I appreciate your support over all the years. And who knows, maybe one day we hit something right and this thing turns into gold. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know what? It's a target to aim for and a direction to keep going. We'll catch you guys out on the water.